Hello guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the Movie Night Massacre, and today we are going to be talking about all things eviction. We have got, in the space of one episode, an eviction, a HOH meeting, and a HOH competition. We've got so much to talk about, guys, and honestly, if you're not watching the show, you are missing out. The link is in the description to watch. This is season 12 episode 19, and honestly, it is fantastic television. So before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching and supporting the channel. We are on our way to 900 subscribers, so please, if you are enjoying the videos, make sure to subscribe. And without much further ado, let's get into the video. So obviously, in the last episode, Kayla and Avery were put up as nominees in the Movie Night Massacre twist, and Kayla won the power of veto, which means effectively she's being taken down off of the block. V is in charge of putting up a replacement nominee, so obviously she has to start discussing with people who is going up. You have Bailey, Avery, and Kayla being like, let's put up Tola. And then you have Dougie, Lexus, Tola, who are going, let's put up Elijah and get him out. And I just think this is a really difficult decision for V, because once again, she's forced to choose between the girls and Dougie. Because if she puts Tola up, that's her losing Dougie forever. But if she puts up Elijah, it does put her in a compromising position with the girls. So it's a tough one. But obviously, then there's the whole issue of, well, hang on a minute, who put up Kayla and Avery as nominees? And obviously, Todd and Tola had concocted this plan to be like, oh, well, we put you up because we were planning on backdooring Elijah and we knew you two were good at puzzles. So we put you guys up, hoping you'd win the veto so that we could backdoor Elijah. What a crock of shit. They saw through it immediately, but obviously to their faces, they were like, oh, okay, that's fine then. They do not trust them anymore. And I think they trust Todd slightly more than Tola, because obviously Tola was the one that put up Kayla, and then Avery was put up by Todd, but like Todd was doing it. I don't know. Todd putting up Avery and being like, oh, you're good at puzzles is a good point, because Avery is very good at puzzles and you can't doubt that. So, yeah, really difficult one for us there, because now we've got the difficult position of being like, okay, do we put up Elijah? What's that going to look like in the house? Well, we've taken out a floater. We haven't really dealt any damage to either side. It's just an easy shot. It's an easy week for V, or an easy HOH for her, and we can move on with our lives. That's it. However, we then also have the issue of Tola. Tola's a strong competitor. He's not great at puzzles, but he's good at the physical feats. He lasted till second in the chain one in the previous episode. So really, it could go either way. So, unfortunately for Elijah, he was the replacement nominee. And I can't say I'm surprised. It was a little bit of a piss take, because he got put up and then he was going around being like, oh, can I rely on your vote? Can I rely on your vote? And I was like, oh, bestie, no one's voting for you over Avery. Everyone would rather see you leave than Avery, and I hate to say that to you, because you are such a genuinely sweet and lovely person. But unfortunately, you are not in the best position currently. And then he was like, oh, V, can I count on your vote in the event of a tie? And she went, yeah, sure, if it gets to a tie, I'll save you. And I was thinking, she knows it's not going to a tie, so she can make that promise. Yeah, tough for Elijah, honestly. But we came to voting time, and voting time was very telling. Anthony walked in, Elijah. Kayla, Elijah. Bailey, Elijah. Lexus, Elijah. Tola, Elijah. Todd, Elijah. So effectively, with a 0-6 wipeout, let's just say, Elijah was the person evicted from the movie night massacre twist. I gotta say, of all the times to go out of the house, I think this was probably the best one, the best twist to go out on, because you can always be like, oh yeah, the movie night massacre claims me as its victim. Like, that's so cool to say. That would be really fun. Yeah. So, obviously, with Elijah being evicted, he has now been sent to the jury. If you do not know what the jury is a group of housemates that get sequestered in a separate house, and they don't get to see anything aside from public meetings, such as the HOH meeting, the veto meeting, and then obviously the eviction. They get to see nothing else, and they get to decide who wins at the end. It will come down to 2 people, and everyone in the jury, there'll be 7 people usually. They will ask questions, and then they will all vote for who they want to win, and then the person with the most votes wins. There is no public interaction at all, which is what makes this show so great, because the public are stupid and sometimes make really poor decisions with who they evict. Yeah, I think I'm going to talk about the HOH competition next, because the HOH competition was an interesting one. It was a head-to-head elimination where they had to make a pattern on their board using L shapes and match it to the one on the board, and effectively it was a lot harder than it looked, but also for some people a lot easier. So we had Todd and Tola up first. It took them 27 minutes in order for Todd to win. They were both horrifically bad at this. 27 minutes it took them. 27 minutes. What is that all about? What is going on in here, this here place? Anyway, moving on. Kayla went up against Avery. 20 seconds in, Avery won. That's how quick she was. Then we had Todd versus Anthony. Anthony won that. Bailey versus Avery. Avery won that. Lexus versus Anthony. Anthony kind of got it wrong on purpose and gave Lexus the win. And then it came down to Lexus versus Avery. And Avery won her second HOH of the series. Fairly certain she's the only person to be a second time HOH. Unless we're counting V. V technically is, but she didn't win a competition to be HOH last week. So I wouldn't really count that. But Avery is the second person to win 2 HOH competitions. Let's put it that way. So obviously now she's in the very, very easy position of being like, oh, who do I put up? And let me tell you, I'm not surprised. So obviously, because of the whole Kayla Avery being put up on nominations, unfortunately, there's a lot of heat on Todd and Tola at the moment. There is a lot of heat on them. There is microscopes. There is everything that you could possibly imagine on them currently. And they are obviously like, yo, maybe we need to like sort out a plan to save ourselves, because how are we going to get out of Avery nominating both of us? And we're going to have to win that veto and force her to put somebody else up and then turn the house on that other person. I was like, oh my God, this sounds like a really long and complicated plan that I don't think is going to work out in your favour. So, yeah, a little bit awkward, a little bit dodgy, a little bit. Anyway, moving on, Kayla is incredibly pissed that they're still here. She's pissed at V because obviously V is not making decisions for the best of the girls. She's making decisions for the best of the house, and it's not really furthering their game any further. But also, talking about Kayla, Elijah whispered something to her on her way out, which has kind of rocked the boat and changed her mind on a couple of things. He whispered to her, Spicy V wins against everyone. Now, what does that possibly mean? It means that Elijah has noticed that if V is up on the block against anybody, the other person is going home. And I was like, huh. So what does that mean? It means that she is so friendly with every single person in the house that not a single person would think to vote her out. If you think about it, she's friends with Dougie. She's close with Todd. She's got a connection with Tola. She's got a connection with Lexus. She's got a connection with the girls. And that's it. She is in a very, very good position. Dougie, not so much. The girls don't like him. But V, fantastic position. And obviously now, Kayla is starting to be like, this could be a problem actually. Now that Elijah's pointed this out to me, this could be a problem. But more on that later. So with the nomination ceremony, Avery decided to put up Todd and Tola as her people to vote out. Her nominees. That was the word I was looking for. My goodness. Honestly, I think this was a bit of a poor choice from her. I think there were better moves that could have been made. But obviously, any other move in the house threatens one of her alliances. If she puts up Dougie or Lexus, that's hot chocolate done. If she puts up Bailey, that's the girls done. It really is a little bit of a troublesome situation for her, where the only two options for her are Tola and Todd. And I think that is the smartest way of going about things for Avery. However, and this is where things get really, really crazy, because Kayla and Lexus are now turning on Bailey and being like, I think Bailey knows that we have an alliance that doesn't involve her, and maybe we need to get rid of her next. And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. The fact that Kayla and Lexus are going against the rest of the group to try and backdoor Bailey. Meanwhile, Todd is having a conversation with Bailey, being like, look, when we were like getting the votes to vote somebody out, Lexus was on board with a decision to vote out Avery if we have the numbers. And Bailey was like, no way. No, I knew she wasn't for the girls. I knew she wasn't. I knew she was going to backstab us. So then Bailey has gone to V and been like, look, V, here's a little bit of gossip. Lexus was down to vote out Avery, and V's like, no way. And then V goes to Avery, who is head of household, bear in mind, and goes, look, Lexus was all for you going home this week. She was ready to vote you out. And Avery was like, rah, okay, let's get her up on the block. Let's backdoor her. Let's get rid of her. Let's go. And Bailey's walked in and been like, right, what do you want me to do if I win the veto? And she's like, take down Todd. Put Tola up against Lexus. That is the two that we're going for. And I was like, honestly, perfect plan. Let's get rid of Lexus, because Lexus is causing issues for the people that I am rooting for. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The fact that Kayla and Lexus are teaming up against Bailey, and now Bailey, V, and Avery are teaming up against Lexus. And then when V went to go talk to Dougie and was like, yo, Dougs, what's up? We're thinking of getting rid of Lexus because obviously she wanted to vote out Avery last week. So like, or like in the Movie Night Massacre. So like, we kind of got to get rid of her now. And then Dougie's like, we can't get rid of Lexus because Lexus is one of my closest allies. So how am I going to spin this? How am I going to get out of this? I'm going to drop this nugget of information. I'm going to drop the fact that Kayla said to me that Elijah told her to be aware of V's presence in the house. And so he tells V about this, and suddenly V's like, Kayla's got to go. Kayla's got to go now. She's got to go. She's got to go home. She's got to go. Here's where the issue lies. Here's where the issue lies with this. Kayla obviously hasn't told V that Elijah said this, and she could have easily avoided this if she had have just told V, because there were multiple times when V was like, what did he say to you? And she went, I'm not saying. And now she knows it's about her? Yeah. Dougie's done a number. Dougie's done a brilliant job of twisting things around to make sure that Kayla goes home, because Kayla is a valuable ally for V, whereas if they target Lexus, then it's going to be a valuable ally for her. No, for him. and he doesn't want Lexus to go. So now we're in the uncomfortable position of, well, V's probably going to go back to Avery and be like, yo, Kayla said this, or Elijah told Kayla this, and she hasn't told me this. I just don't think it's going to be a hard sell getting Avery to vote out her friend in the competition. That's going to be a tough one. And I don't think anybody's ready for that. I don't think Avery's ready to pull that punch. I do have a feeling that one of the nominees are going to be taken down this week and someone is going to be getting backdoored, but I just don't know who it's going to be. Is it going to be Lexus? Is it going to be Kayla? I actually don't know, because that is where we're going to end the episode today. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This show is fantastic and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. It's also a very, very sad day for me because I finished my reality show notebook. I've filled up all of the pages, you can't even see. But it's really sad. But I have started on a new book. The new book is here. It is a friend's notebook. It is really cute and it's got like the little picture frame eye hole on the back. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff that you guys do absolutely well. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on our way to 900. Yeah, just get us there. Please. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Yeah, thank you guys very, very much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's see you in the next episode. Keep on ranting. Bye now.